Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is March 22nd, 2026. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you are scrolling through the Facebook world and you happen to see the red live blinky button over to the left, I'm live. You've caught me on here, so stop by, say hi. If you don't say hi, I don't know that you're here. So, and that's fine if you want to watch incognito. That's perfectly fine. But just know that I can't say hi to you or know that you're here if you don't chat. So, before we get started, let me make sure I'm, in the right place, turn the right side way up, that you can hear me, all the good technology stuff that seems to be a struggle every week. I can't say hi, sorry. Yep, okay. I'm in the right place. You can hear me. I'm straight, it looks like, for the most part. So I think we're good. We are going to be talking level 2 mix and match ephemera packs today. A couple weeks ago, I put a kit together. So you saw the level 1 in action. It was a paper pumpkin kit. So level 1 are step-by-step instructions. Level 2 is the mix and match, and level 3 is pretty much creativity your own way. I kind of go over this every Facebook Live just so that you know Stampin' Up! Does offer something for everybody. It doesn't matter what your creativity level is, we've got something for you. And I'm an avid scrapbooker, card maker. I've been paper crafting since '99, so I love it all. I think all of them have a special spot. I love our kits. Our kits are great when you just want to sit down and be creative, but not have to think. It's just kind of a nice break. And then as you're putting them together, that creativity starts to go. So, and the level 2 is great because you can still be creative, do your own thing, put together things, and just use your brain that way without having a whole bunch of supplies on hand. So that's kind of the nice thing about the mix and match. Everything coordinates, everything goes together, so you can quickly just grab this card base with this die cut, this embellishment, and it all flows. You use your thinking brain to put it together and how to design your card, your layout, but you don't have to worry about your supplies. So that's the great thing about our quick and easy options, level 2 mix and match, and then of course level 3, our whole catalog. Anything goes basically. But I really wanted to focus on this level 2 mix and match because I think it's overlooked in the catalog. If you've ever looked at our catalogs are separated in the, let me grab one. The table of contents has step-by-step page 6 through 13. Page 14 through 21 is the quick and easy. Page 22 to 69 is creativity your own way. So Stampin' Up! Does go through and split it up that way so that you can find it very easily. So we talked about the 3 different levels. Let me talk about the kits real quick. Many of you know we've got 2 different kinds of kits. We have the brown box kits, which can be found online. Stampin' Up! Comes out with at least 2 of these every month, sometimes 3, depending on the month. So these kind of rotate. They go in and out really quickly. So yes, we do show off a few of them in our catalog. But to see them all, you need to go online to shop for the kits. And there is a special section when you go to the stampinup.com. You'll see the little kit button. Just go to that kit. These in the orange box our paper pumpkin. This is a monthly subscription kit. So you have to sign up to become a member. You can start it and stop it. You don't have to get it each month. Now this one is a sneak peek. So Stampin' Up! Wants it to be a surprise each month. Kind of like Christmas gift coming to your door. So we get little sneak peeks. The one that we just got that I was really excited about was a hummingbird one. I will be honest, I got it. I was a little disappointed. I thought it would be more colorful, so I'm not going to be putting it together the way that it shows. I'm going to be mixing it up and adding some more color to it. And maybe at a later date when I get those put together, I'll show you what they should have been versus what I made them. So don't think that you have to put them together the way the kit says. You can go rogue anytime you want to go rogue. But the next sneak peeks for the paper pumpkins, I'm going to love this one, I can already tell you. It's called Lakeside Retreat. You have to be subscribed before April 10th. And it does coordinate with a new sweet collection that is called Waterside Retreat that's in our new catalog coming out in May. Are you guys excited about the new catalog? I'm so excited. I'm ready for new goodies to play with. And let me know what your thoughts are going from the 1 annual catalog and 2 mini catalogs a year to just the 3 mini catalogs a year. I know there's been some back and forth depending on the people, but I really think it's going to be good, and I'll show that. I'll tell you why here in a second. But this Lakeside Retreat looks really pretty. Looks like a lot of scenery, a lot of water. For Father's Day, I think it's going to be great. In fact, another sneak peek that we got, here's the stamp set that comes with it. Happy birthday, happy Father's Day. You're a lifesaver, you're an inspiration. Dad, son, so it's going to be really versatile, I think. I think we're going to love it. The one for the next month is the subscription period, April 11th through May 10th. Am I frozen? Hopefully not. Okay. I don't know about the Chinese lanterns thing. I think they're cool. I love the shading, the ombre night sky back here, but what I really love is this window die. I think that's going to be great, and that you could even use it if you didn't like the Chinese lantern thing, then maybe you could use it on these water scenes. So I think that's going to be really cool and fun to play with. And then the next one, May 11th through June 10th, is called Bikes and Blooms. Looks like we've got some silver butterfly embellishments. I love our gold butterfly embellishments. I use them all the time. But I think this will be a fun summer. Something about have a lovely day, it looks like. So I think it'll be fun. I think all 3 of them are going to be fun to play with. So again, level 1, those are our kits. I don't want to forget to mention any of the, normal housekeeping stuff. The product of the month. So if you put in a $75 order every month, you get a certain item for $5. The month of March, it is this beautiful stamp set, so don't miss out. It has a deer, a bunny, a duck, happiest birthday wishes, especially for you, a little note of thanks. So it's called Notes of Spring, and you get this for $5 if you turn in a $75 item order or more. Now this would normally be a $20 stamp set, so you might as well throw it in your cart for $5. If you don't like it, turn around and sell it. Make some money off of it. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Offers more than just scrapbooking supplies. We do. We offer scrapbooking album retreats. We offer card retreats, card craft classes. There's quite a bit of different ones that Stampin' Up! Offers. And one that they just announced this last Wednesday, the 18th, was this virtual album retreat. It's going to be April 29th through May 1st. You don't have to do it live, but it is funner to do it live. More fun, funner. The cost of this is $250, but you guys, I know that's a lot of money, and I'm not saying it's not, but you have to think about what it includes. It includes 3 days, 7 hours each, so from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So 21 hours of instruction video that you can go back and watch at any time. Your materials, your stamps, your dies, your paper. So it's well worth the $250. I know that's a lot, but if you scrapbook, these are really fun. If you've ever done retreats in real life where you go and you stay and spend the night, and this is just virtual, and it's so much fun. If you wanted more information on that, just let me know. But they just started this March 18th, Wednesday, for sign up. So first come, first serve. Once it sells out, it's gone. So if it's something that you want to do, don't wait. Okay, I think that is the majority of it, other than, of course, right now you can shop from this mini catalog. It's good until May 4th. You can shop through this annual catalog. Again, it's good through May 4th. Normally we have one annual catalog, one mini that comes out in the fall. It goes from September through December, and then another mini that comes out in January and goes to May. So instead of doing this, they're going to have 3 separate mini catalogs. So they're doing away with the annual catalog, which I think that's okay, because to be honest, when this first comes out, yes, we love it for 3 months, but then when the new mini catalog comes out for the fall, for Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, we tend to forget what's in this annual catalog, and we're just going to the mini. And then once that mini's gone, this mini comes, and then we're all about this. So again, we're still forgetting what's in this annual catalog. So if we just go to 3 of these minis instead of this and 2 minis, I think it's going to be better for everyone. I think it's going to be more simple and easier to keep track of, and we're going to get new goodies to play with more often. So that's nice. Now, of course, we always, shopping from our catalogs are great, but we always have our online exclusives, and they are great. Sometimes I love our online exclusives more than what's in the catalog. So don't forget, the best place to shop is StampinUp.com. That's where you can see everything. Everything that's in the catalog, everything that's on our online exclusives. So if you haven't had a chance to check this out, it's really fun. Here's kind of a sneak peek for the May one. Can you guys see Winnie the Pooh? If you're a Winnie the Pooh lover, check out the May online exclusives. And of course, our discounted, our clearance products, you're only going to be able to find those online. And we're going to have a lot of them next month. When I say next month, I mean like in a week, April. So our online exclusives come out every 2 months. And on those, so January, March, May, well, those off months, the February, the April, those are when they update the last chance or clearance products. So So every month there's something new going on at the beginning of the month. And when those products hit the last chance list, you want to grab them fast because they don't stick around for very long at all. Okay, and speaking of that, when we get a new catalog that goes live, especially the annual, when we're coming out with all the new in colors and everything, things really fly off the shelf. So when April comes around, that last chance list, pay attention to it, because once it's gone, you can't get it anymore. Okay, that is enough chatting. I want to get to crafting. Oh, also, I had it sitting out and I forget to mention it every time. Along with our kits, so the card kits, we also have scrapbooking kits. I forget to mention that, and then I get mad at myself when I go to put everything away because I had it sitting right there in front of me. These are called scrapbook workshop kits, and again, step-by-step instructions on how to make the layouts. You don't have to do it the way they say, but it tells you how to cut your paper, all the stuff. You can't go wrong. So if you're a beginner scrapbooker, that's a great place to start. Okay, one last announcement before we get to crafting. I just saw this back here on my desk. So the April card class that I am offering is going to be using the Lovely and Beautiful Designer Series paper. This is on page 25 of the mini catalog. It's this gorgeous paper right here. This is going to be my Mother's Day class. Hi, Mom. How are you? But I am mindful. I know that a lot of us don't have mothers, so I have some Mother Day sentiments that will fit in these spots that you can use, or you can change the sentiment. I'm showing a happy birthday. If friends were flowers, I would pick you. Garden of love. So when I say this is my Mother's Day class, it's just a beautiful floral, womanly class. You can make any type of card you want. I just really wanted to concentrate on this beautiful Designer Series paper and just let it shine. So these are the 3 cards that we're making for the month of April. If you're interested, I need to know by March 31st. So today's March 22nd. Gives you a whole week and a half really, to let me know, but I need to know by the 31st if you're interested for class. Now the class is going to be April 18th from 1 to 4. If you're here local and you're interested, let me know. Again, by March 31st if you'd like to come. It is $15 for the class. If you bring $15 cash, you can make these 3 cards and walk out the door. Or if you do want to buy product, you can turn in a $15 or more order with me as your demonstrator and get the class for free. So however you want to do it, if you want to do $15 cash, make the 3 cards, be done, that's fine. Or if there is Stampin' Up! Product that you like, that you want, you could turn in a $15 Stampin' Up! Order with me as your demonstrator and be good to go. Okay, so let's talk about these Mix and Match Level 2 Ephemera packs. So like I said, every catalog is split up to where you have in the table of contents Level 1, Level 2, Level 3. So Level 2 in this mini catalog, this is the current one, is on page 14. So quick and easy options, mix and match. This shows off some beautiful Days Like This Memories and More card pack. I'm going to be using this. This is going to look very familiar to you by the end of the Facebook Live today. Now you can use this for card making, or you can use this for scrapbooking. And when I say scrapbooking, I'm more talking like, I don't know if you're familiar with Project Life, Becky Higgins. It was a big thing several years ago, but you had these page protectors, and you can get this pack of page protectors. It's called the Variety Pack, for very inexpensive. It's not much at all. I'm trying to see if it's right here. I don't see it listed right here, but anyway, so you have this Variety Pack comes with one 6x8 page, of course double-sided. I just have a piece of cardstock that's cut down that I slid into this clear page protector. You have 2 pages of 2 pockets, so 2 of these. You have 3 pages of 3 pockets, so you have 2 pockets down here and a big pocket up here, a 4x6 and 2 3x6s. So you have 3 of those, and then this is where the 3x6 2 pockets are up here instead of down here, and then the big one's down here. So you've got 3 of those, and then you have 3 of the 4 pockets. So these are just 3x6 slid into these, and you can slide these wonderful Memories and More card packs. You can cut a picture and slide a photo in here. There are journaling squares that you can put in here, so you can put your photo, you can journal about it, you can put a couple of cards, a couple of embellishments. A very quick and easy way to scrapbook. Now, is it just for scrapbooking? No. So when I say this Memories and More card pack, now I've used all of my card pack. I don't have anything left to show you except for what I'm using to put the cards together today. Here's an old Memories and More card pack. They normally have a set of envelopes and card bases so that you can easily mix and match and everything coordinates and you can put these cards together. But there are tons. This is all one pack of 3x6 cards, double-sided. And then there are several 4x6s. Again, all color coordinate. Now this particular one had some stickers. Just a couple of different patterns. This card pack did not have stickers. But all the paper that I'm going to be using to make the cards today are out of this card pack. And then on the next page, page 16, we're going to be using this Softest Spring Puffy Stickers and this Easter Time Mix and Match Ephemera Pack die cuts. So these two are sold out. That's what happens when we get down to the end of the catalog. You know, this expires 1st of May. So we only have 1 month left of this catalog. And that's what happens when you wait till the end. Things go out of stock. And then it's so close to the catalog renewing to a new one that they don't replenish their stock. So these two things are out of stock. However, and also what we're going to be using for the sentiments, there's no stamping in today's cards. In our annual catalog, we're going to be using the Greetings for All. This mix and match right here. And it's still in stock. So This has a ton of different sentiments, and you'll see that here in a second. But what I wanted to point out is even though these are out of stock right here, these colorful phrases right here are still in stock, and they go beautifully with the Time for Celebration Mix and Match Ephemera pack. And this is like an all season. It has Christmas and fall and Halloween and Valentine's and wedding and St. Patrick's Day. And then we also have some general right here, just everyday, bike riding, food, beach, pie. Anyway, you could easily get these and mix it and match it with these, or get these and mix it and match it with this. So even though these two that I'm showing off today are sold out, I really wanted to still show the mix and match section and how easy it is to put a ton of cards together in a very short time. I think I may have at least 10 cards that we're going to put together in over 30 minutes maybe. So let's get to doing that. And I'll just show you how fast and easy these are. Now, in each one of these packs are 2 pages of the same thing. So you have 2 things of stickers, and you have 3 sheets. So there's 3 different sheets, so different images. So there's a total of 6 pages in this, and then there is a total of 6 pages in this. So we have this set of sentiments, this set of sentiments, and this set of sentiments. Now I'm not going to be using the black ones just because I thought that was overpowering on my cards today, but you have all of these. You get 2 pages of each, so 2 pages of this, 2 pages of this, 2 pages of this in one pack. And it's the same thing with this. You get 3 separate pages of images, 2 of each. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, pull out your catalog or go online. It'll probably tell you a little bit better and explain it a little bit better than what I am. Okay, let me grab a drink. And let's see how many of these cards we can make in just a matter of minutes. Okay, so this first card, again, these are the little Memories and More. I'm trying to get everything out of my baggie here. Goodness gracious. I wanted to be somewhat semi-organized. Okay, so these little papers right here are the double-sided Memories and More. That's what these are. I've just cut them into 2 strips. So this first one, I've gone ahead and I've just taken a card, our normal, half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. I've done it landscape instead of portrait, and I've cut over 1 1/8 on each side. So it's created this little flap. What I'm going to do is pull out my adhesive, and I am going to put some adhesive on each one of these little pieces for the sides, and that's going to make that stick down. And then our little piece is going to pop up. So I'm going to take these little pieces with the butterflies, and these are just cut a little bit smaller than these. So you can use whatever measurements you want. Just going to put that on there, getting a border the same way all the way around so that it looks uniform and nice and pretty. I do the same thing to this one. Oops, I'm going to need to scoochy scooch. There we go. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put this on my flap. And these papers, remember, there are 3x6 cards or there are 4x6 cards. So this is just one of the 3x6s. I'm just going to flip that over, kind of make sure I got it all lined up. Yep. Okay. And then I've cut out a little pool party die circle. And I'm going to put that down. And put it right here in the middle. Got some adhesive sticking out right there. And then here is the hello sentiment from these sentiments right here. So again, no stamping. I'm just going to use the ephemera packs. So let me grab a couple of my little mini dimensionals and my take your pick tool. Take the backings off. I'm going to take my tweezers. My tweezers just help me get my big fat fingers out of the way so that I can see that I am putting this on straight. I'm going to stick that a little bit up because I want to do my nice little bow that I have. Now you guys are going to be so proud of me. Look. See, I am together. I already have my bows tied. I already have them on glue dots. Now I'll need to go and trim, you know, the bottoms of these to get them exactly the way I want. But here are the brushed butterflies. You know, we just talked about those silver butterflies that are going to be in the paper pumpkin kit. I love our brushed butterflies. So again, I'm just going to take your pick tool, pick these up and put a couple of butterflies on here. I think these butterflies are so pretty. I think this paper is so pretty. I'm going to stick one right up here by the sentiment and we're done. One card down, guys. This is a piece that I cut just for the inside of this card. So I'll put that in here in just a second. I'm not going to waste your time on doing that. I want to show you again how many cards you can do in a matter of minutes. Wow, you did good. Thanks, Mom. I try to have my crud together sometimes. Okay. So here's a happy birthday. Again, here's the sentiment from that ephemera pack. Here's those little card packs. So we're going to use that. I've got a piece of fresh freesia folded up. And then, of course, the white piece for the inside of our card. So I won't bore you with that. But this is just one of those 4x6s that's cut in half. So this is 3x6. Make sure that my card is turned the right way. I'm just going to layer this on here. I'm going to take this and we're going to use the green side. So I'm going to cover up these pretty butterflies. We're going to layer this kind of in the middle. And then it looks like we popped up this die cut. So this die cut is again from this pack right here. It's one of the die cuts that's in here. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. Get my bigger dimensionals out. And we're just going to center this kind of in the middle. And then we've got our little happy birthday, which this is going to go over here. So we want to make sure that we don't put a dimensional right here because this is already popped up. So I want to keep my dimensionals really kind of on this bottom half. And then maybe just take a couple of minis and put one on each side of this top. So if you want to make a ton of different cards for different occasions, but not have a whole bunch of supplies, this is your way to do it. I'm going to center this right here. And then we're going to go to our little puffy stickers. So let me open up this pack of puffy stickers. And it looks like we're using this little bird right here. And we're gonna pop him up right. Oh, no, I don't want him sideways. There we go. And then we need a little ribbon. Let's see. You know, they always say it's all about the details, and I'm not a fan of really slim ribbon, but on these cards it's great because it adds just a little something something. And because these have a chevron pattern, I don't know if you can notice or not, but in the middle of your bow, it almost makes it look like a heart. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to put this little bow right here. And again, I'm going to come back later and cut my tails. I mean, those tails are way too long, of course. But I wanted to make sure, because I was doing a whole bunch of cards, you know, I wanted to make sure I left myself enough tail to cut. So there's card 2. Let's see, card 3. We did yesterday in my card class, we used these ephemera packs. And normally my card class, you just do 3 cards. But because these were so simple, we went ahead and did 6 cards. I just wanted to make sure everybody felt like they got enough bang for their buck, I guess. And they oohed and awed over this. So quick, easy, but very beautiful cards. This is just a piece of white, basic white. Again, these are all using your normal half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. Here, out of that Memories and More card pack are the paper that we're using. So I'm going to put some adhesive. Get this centered. I really love these nice soft spring colors. We're going to put some adhesive on this one. And you can see this is one of those 4x6s. I just cut a little bit off the side so that I could get a 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is one of the little 3x6 cards. I'm just going to pop this in the middle. Again, all of these colors play so nicely together. They're coordinated to do that. That's why it's called the Mix and Match section. They're all made to go together beautifully. I did go ahead and die cut a circle out of some vellum. So let me put that down. Now, on vellum, you can see your adhesive through that. So you want to make sure that you're putting your adhesive where it's gonna be covered. I'm going to kind of put that over to the side, and then it's just about layering those die cuts. And again, these die cuts all come out of this ephemera pack right here. Take the dimensionals off. I'm just going to layer that right there in the center. And then we have these two little leaf images. I'm going to stick some adhesive on them. And I'm just going to kind of tuck these up under here. My dimensional is underneath there, so let me pop that up, because I kind of want this one overhanging there, and then this one coming up from, and we might need to cut a little bit of that tail off so that it's not peeking through. And again, I have a dimensional right there that I kind of need to peel back, pull up. And then we're going to use this Sending Sunshine, again, out of this one right here, out of this ephemera pack. Again, no stamping involved on today's cards, which I love stamping, but does make a quick and easy card when all you have to do is put some adhesive. So I've got that up there, and then I'm going to tuck two dimensionals on either side of this, two little ones, just so that it will keep its shape, so that it doesn't get sunken when you put it in a card in an envelope and mail it. I want it to hold its form. Okay, do I need one? I might need one more under there. I don't know if you can tell if the camera shows it or not, but it does kind of sink down right there in the middle. So I'm going to pop this up and pop that. There we go. And then again, we're going to take one of our ribbons, one with some longer tails this time it looks like, and I'm going to put that up here. Let me grab this other one. I think this one might work a little bit better. Oh, and I want that closer to, there we go. Now you can still play with it and mess with it and, you know, go in there and tweak it. And then again, from this wonderful sticker sheet, oh yes, we're gonna put a butterfly there. I'm gonna trim that tail, and then I need the little butterfly, and we're gonna put it up here, and we're gonna trim this little tail, and voila, there's 3 cards. 3 cards in a matter of what, 12 minutes? Okay. It's very easy to just, when all your paper is pretty much cut for you, I did give the people in my class an option yesterday if they liked the bright yellow or this peach pie. I really liked the peach pie, so I'm going to put this to the side. It was just an extra piece. Clear my workspace a little bit. Here's the envelope, and again the card for the inside of the card. I don't need either one of those right now. But we're going to, again, these are those little pieces that all coordinate together. So I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to cover up the all good things We use it a little bit later on another card, so it's okay. Sometimes it pains us to cover up something. We're just going to kind of put this on here straight in the middle, just eyeball it. That looks a little crooked. And then this is just half of one of those 4x6s. It had some beautiful blue sky on the top with some more butterflies. I didn't need it. I just needed the bottom part. And of course I had to cut off a little bit off the sides because like I said, this is 4x6 and I only needed a 3x5 1/2. So here's another die cut circle. If you're ever wanting good dies, circles, squares, rectangles, your basic shapes are always a really good way to go. I'm going to stick that right there where you're seeing a little bit of the paper, and it kind of comes down here with these butterflies. It brings your attention to those butterflies. I'm going to use this puffy sticker right here, these flowers, and I'm going to put that up here like that. I'm going to take my Mother's Day, and again, I want to be mindful because this is already puffed up. I want to put my dimensionals around here. So be mindful where you're putting those dimensionals. Okay, where did I say? I said down and around. Okay, Shauna, think. Down and around this way. So I want one down here, one here, and probably one here. And again, it just helps it so it doesn't sink, so that it holds its form when you mill it. Everything looks level. And I think I might put one. Nope, I think that's good. And then we're going to take one of these ribbons. Now, these ribbons, I know I've talked about the green a little bit, but these ribbons, just so you know, the pink is the Bubble Bath item 167075, and it is the faux linen ribbon 1/8 inch. And then this one is the Garden Green item 167212. And it's the chevron ribbon that is 1/8 inch. So they're both very small, slender ribbons. I'm going to put this up here. And again, I'll come back and cut my little ends on my ribbon. There's 4. When everything mix and matches, it just takes the guesswork out of it. So again, if you don't have a whole bunch of supplies, you don't want a whole bunch of supplies, grab yourself the level 2 ephemera packs. The stickers, the die cuts, the sentiments, and your little paper pack, your cards, memories, and more paper pack. And that's all you need. That's all I used on putting these cards together. Here's my envelope. Again, this is just a white, half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 card base. This is one of those 4x6s. I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to use the flowers. I'm going to cover this up. Look at that. Some more of that pretty butterfly. This is what we used on our first card right here, was this big sheet. Did I get both sides? Yes, I did. This is also a great, if you need to make a whole bunch of cards, if you need to mass produce this is a great way to do it. And I'm always looking for a great way to mass produce cards because I sell them at craft shows. So I usually take about 900 cards to my craft shows. We usually do 3 of them. I don't know if we'll do 3 of them this year or not. I know we've already got one scheduled and in the books for Church of the Servant in November. So just depending on when the other ones are. I noticed, because I'm too busy chatting and yakking, I made an oopsie right here, so I'm just gonna pull this up real quick. I forgot to put down my yellow piece. This, see, we've already used this piece too. That was on our first card. So now we're gonna use the back of it. Gonna put it about the center. Again, just eyeballing it. And then let me bring back in my little piece here. Put that back down. One of those laser die cuts. Oh, here's another before I put the die cuts down. Here's another one of those Memories and More card pack. So of course we're not going to use the journaling, but if we were scrapbooking, that would be a great piece to use for journaling. We're going to layer this one. Let's go. I'm just trying to eyeball it and center it. Sometimes when I'm looking at it as from an angle, it's kind of hard for me to do. Like this piece right here is a little callywonkered, I think. It just needed a little scoochy scooch. Okay. Now this lays flat. Gonna center it, and then I'm gonna come in here with it looks like this sprig of flowers. This goes up here, and then this little birdie goes down here. And then we've got our thinking of you sentiment, which again, we're going over something puffy, so we just want our dimensionals on each side. So let me grab and put one on this side, put one on this side, and then probably a big one down here on the bottom. I'm not going to get all my cards made that I wanted to make. I'll have to just show them to you. But you guys get the point, right? Tons of cards in a matter of minutes. Very easy, fast, simple way. And then I'm going to take my bow and put it down here. And again, we'll mess with the tails later. That's card 5. We could go a little bit longer and just make all the cards. What do you guys think? Nobody has anything better to do today, right? Except for craft the day away? I know that's what you're saying. Here again, there's 2 pieces. Here's one for the inside of the card, so I'm going to put that to the side. Make sure I have my card facing the right way. Put my white piece on here. just some pieces. See, now this one, it's a little bit different, but I'm going to go ahead and use this side. We're going to put this one kind of in the middle with an equal size border. I'm a little cockeyed. I do better when I'm standing up over an image, just so that I can get the perspective that you guys are getting. And then here's this piece. So we've used this yellow on a card already. So now we got, I tried to use all the different images. Now layer that one right there. Again, a circle die cut out of the Flirty Flamingo. I'm just going to center it where it's covering up the words, I know. But I don't want the words. Here's one of those die cuts out of that same pack. I do have a pack of that pulled apart. I'll show it to you here in just a second. And I noticed I don't have another. It looks like there's some tulips that are back here on this card that I am not seeing. I don't know if I forgot to put them to the side or what, but here is the little birdie over here. And the little butterfly. And then our thanks. And then our little ribbon. Just going to kind of put that in the middle of those flowers. Okay, what is that? Is that card 6? Here's card 7. What do you guys think? Are they fast and easy enough for you? Envelope, white piece for the inside. Nope, that's my white card base. Okay. And then it looks like I've just got a daffodil yellow. I pulled in just some regular paper on this one. Give me just a second. Sometimes the hardest part is lining it up. Let me do it this way. I get a better look slash view on it. Come on. Okay. Sometimes you got to take that extra little minute. Here's one of those card packs. It's amazing. Thank you, Mom. Very easy, very simple. And most of it's already just pre-cut for you. You just put it on your card however you want. And you're good to go. Here's another one of those card packs. Hardest part is getting it on there straight. Here's the little die cut. Again, using this ephemera pack. We're gonna pop these up. Let me grab my dimensionals. Let's go. May need a, nope, that one fit. I was gonna say I might need a mini. And then I'll put a mini up here on the little spout. Put that front and center. Make sure we're straight. Put some adhesive on my Get Well Soon. Let me bend over that adhesive. I've got some peeking through, peeking out. Now we need some blue butterflies. Gonna pull this one down a little bit, and then that way this one I can kind of push up more, and you got some more visual interest there. And then I'll really have to cut the tails on this one. This is a big old mambo jumbo bow. Okay, so there's card 7. It's 2:02. We're 2 minutes over. I've made 7 cards in what, 30 minutes I think it was. I'm gonna go ahead. This was the last card I had to make, and then I'm gonna show you a few others. So let me move this one out of the way. And we'll do this last card real quick. It's a simple and easy one. So this is, again, it's actually this piece right here with the yellow butterfly on it. You can see I've just cut it in strips. So I've got these 2 strips right here. Flip this over. I'm going to take this piece right here with these butterflies. Again, we've used that on this card as well. Just gonna butt this up to this real quick. And it doesn't have to be precise because we're gonna be covering these little lines. I'm really more just, you know, trying to get the bottom and the top of that even. And then, you know, here's one of those pieces that I just cut little itty bitty strips of, that beautiful butterfly piece that we saw earlier. But I don't want you, if you guys don't have a lot of supplies and you want to make a lot of different cards, a lot of different occasion cards, this is a great way to do it. Let me find this little wreath, put it in the center, and then I just, because it had the wreath on there and that kind of looked like the doors and the windows to the front of the house, this one I just put welcome. See some adhesive back there. It's peeking through. Okay, let me pull that down here so I can get that even. You guys can sometimes tell if I'm even better than I am or not because of the, you guys have an up view, an up top view, and I don't. Let me grab, I just used some of these embellishments. These were the rainbow adhesive backed embellishments. In that pool party, I just wanted to pull the pool party out of the little butterfly. Of course, we're going to do our, you know, amazing triangle of 3. So there is, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 cards in almost 40 minutes, let's say. And then here are the other ones that I used. I did end up using this whole pack of stickers. The only one I didn't use was this purple wreath. But here's a best wishes. Here's another best wishes. Here's a congratulations. And then, of course, there was, because this was spring themed, there was a lot of Easter stuff. Here's those tulips that I should have put back here on this one card. But I made a sweet baby out of one of the bunny rabbits, and then I do have some Easter ones. So there's a happy Easter. Here's a happy Easter. And then I think you guys have already seen these two because I used this specialty paper that was in the Easter Joy Suite. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards. I'm not counting the duplicates, but 16 individual different cards using that Memories and More card pack, that Spring Puffy Sticker Ephemera pack, the Sentiment Ephemera pack. And here, I will say, and I think I've said this before, gotta go help Bob. Love you. Thanks. Love you, Mom. These start falling out very easily. I mean, because all you have to do is pop them out. So you can see, you lift them up and they just start falling out. So what I like to do is once I've opened these, I have a clear DVD case. What our stamps used to come in. You can still buy these, but that way I'm not trying to locate them. I can corral them in this DVD case. So there's the sentiments. And here were the images. So like I said, you get 2 pages of each. So there was 2 pages of this one, 2 pages of this one, and 2 pages of this one in that one pack. So you can make a ton of cards using the mix and match ephemera packs and not have to have a whole bunch of supplies. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I read all of the comments. So if If you ever need anything, ever have questions about something, holler at me, let me know. I'll get back with you. But that is today's Facebook Live. I have had a request for next week to make the Sunshine and Tulip shaker card. So, for next week's Facebook Live, which will be on Saturday the 28th, I'm pretty sure. That's to be determined, but that's probably more than likely what it'll be. I'm going to make this really fun and easy shaker card. I told a friend I would, so I'm going to show you guys how easy this shaker card is to put together. You could probably put this shaker card together if I wanted to hurry in less than 5 minutes, but you know, take my time, maybe 10 minutes. So mix and match ephemera packs. Don't forget about those in the catalog. It's a very easy way to make a ton of cards with limited supplies. And it's very easy to do because everything color coordinates together. There's no thinking or guessing involved really. And then come back next weekend and we'll make this Sunshine and Tulips shaker card. All right, you guys have a fabulous week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.